Hello, my name is Dainius Gudavičius. I'm a founder of multiple startups, Sofidus Tech and Monarchon. And today I will speak about debunking top 3 myths about CDEs, or how to escape data lock-in. So firstly, let's recap what CDE is and what role it poses to the projects, and what this presentation is all about. So firstly, CDE, by definition, it serves as the sole source of information for the project stakeholders. It allows for parties to collect, manage, and share and collaborate on information with all the project-related data in the project environment. But there's a big misunderstanding and huge misunderstanding about common data environment and what it is and what it should do. So it comes from a few things and points. Firstly, it comes from the definition itself. So common data environment suggests that there should be something common or common area where everyone should meet and work and collaborate in the project. And that serves a little bit for the misunderstanding itself. Another misunderstanding about common data environments is only about project or projects if the system allows to have a project portfolio in the environment. But the main misunderstanding is that the CDE is only about projects. And it brings to some myths that are formed around CDEs. And first myth, and one of the main ones, and I'm myself working in various projects, I often find myself arguing, and we have heated arguments about what CDE platform should we choose for the project. And it's often understood that the platform should be a single, coming from the single source of truth definition, that it should be a single platform, single some kind of software solution that we should all use in the project. And that's actually not true. By definition, common data is an environment. It can be served through multiple softwares. These softwares should be agreed and the workflows between them should be compatible, but you can build your workflow using multiple software solutions, and you can work on your own workflows, multiple integration solutions. The second myth, and this is a huge one, that CDE is equal to BIM Viewer or file sharing system, or some kind of standard feature set. For example, we should have the CDE cannot go without Gantt chart, or it cannot go without clash detection feature. And we have a lot of discussion around what feature set should be in the CDE software. But that's actually very misleading, because projects have very different requirements. They have multiple stages, which, for example, if you are purchasing land, or you are negotiating on some kind of pre-planning stage where you only need to share some multiple files and drawings, data sharing platform or file sharing platform is all that you need. And this can be used as common data environment to share your data with third parties. The main thing that needs to be solved is your workflows, and they need to be agreed, and all the parties needs to know where to put data and where to look for it, and how to backtrack all the tasks that have been done in the project. The third myth is that the CDE ends with the project. The data that is collected in the project is actually invaluable. There are knowledge that needs to be preserved and needs to be saved for future projects, and all the analytics that can be done on archival data. That's actually the data after the project ends is more valuable than in the project than in the project itself. That when you use CDE, you should think globally. You should think about the organization and how to collect as much data as possible for future use. And that's actually a very big myth. And always today we find clients that ask the question, how can we extract the data from our CDE that we chose, that we can reuse it, or how can we train our AI models for future references and for future use. So, but this should be thought of at the start of the project, not when you have a problem. So, when you think about CDE, you should think about the whole organization and how the data will integrate with your organizational needs, how you will transfer your data to your different departments, how you will reuse it in personnel, HR department, or how you will use it for sales and other use cases. So this is a very important topic to see common data environment as a digital framework of an organization, and the tools that you choose are actually very important. So this is a typical representation of how organization tools should integrate and connect. So, for example, you have some kind of CDE which is used in your internal use cases. There are projects that you are joining other common data environments where you will transfer data from your working environment. You have ERP system that needs to get the data from your common data environment, for example, to track which materials were ordered, how you will bill the client, or you get the bill from your subcontractor. So all these things need to be integrated. So you need to think about your CDE and what you're using globally. Here I'm sharing a roadmap how to think about the digital framework of your organization. So I tried to actually prioritize which ones are the more important, but actually all of them are important thinking about the digital framework. So selecting systems which will be used in your digital framework, you should firstly think about the integration capabilities. So I put 3 APIs, API. So your data needs to be accessed. You should be able to modify the data up to the metadata level, where you can store data about data. So change your your files metadata if you want through API. Maybe you even want to extract data from your files. That's very important. So your system should allow that and be capable of doing that. You should plan for your data model. So every organization have their own vision, own strategy of how to manage your business. So having standard data model for all organizations is impossible. So this needs to be addressed, and someone in organization needs to sit and think what information we need to manage. This needs to be thought of thinking 5 years ahead. So what will we need to use in the future? And you need to plan your data model. Will you use some integration tools like today's Speckle or BIM Launcher, the Irish company who offers integration between different platforms? Or you will build your own data model using standard JSON structure or IFC property set, or all of those combined. So this needs to be thought of, and not only thinking about how you will share your BIM models or BIM data, but you need to think about organization data. So how the quantities for billing will come, how you will share your your employees' vacation schedule with the system, with the project, where you will be able to integrate that into project plan. So all of this needs to be thought about, and this is actually part of data environment, common data environment. Also, you need to check if the data model will be compatible with the software that you chose. So API doesn't mean everything, because some data might not get through, or you cannot manage some data, or for example, the system uses some kind of incompatible data structures that need to be or addressed, or you should look into some different system. And of course, the fallback scenarios. The worst case scenario is if you have a strategy and it doesn't work out fully, you need to somehow take a step back, drop what you've done, and maybe choose another path. So what is very, very important is to avoid situations where your data is locked in and you cannot access it, or it requires a lot of manual work to do that. So your data needs to be accessed by some simple script, which would take your data and transfer to the other system of your own, or to the different vendor. Taking this concept to the practice, so one of systems that you can think about is SharePoint ecosystem, which is greatly misunderstood. SharePoint as system is actually discussed greatly, and it often presented as some kind of file sharing platform, and mostly discussing about this, about the SharePoint environment. Security is mentioned as one of the weakest points of the system, which is actually more than not true. So SharePoint is secure and modern collaboration platform. It has security which is compared with all other systems, because it is a standard in SharePoint, and it is modern, which is very very important. So modern, what I mean is that it integrates with all the tools that you use every day. So, for example, Microsoft Teams, or your email, or you can access your files through API from anywhere. So it actually is a very capable system, which is greatly misunderstood. The downside of it is, of course, that it's basically featureless. There are no useful features for AAC environment, and it requires setup. So you should consider SharePoint as a clean piece of paper that needs to be made into something, made into your system. So rounding up, what SharePoint can do as a digital framework. So these are few features that I think are the most important, but it has much more. So looking at the marketing materials, you would find different expressions and different namings. So what I think the most important features for AEC industry is that it has unparalleled extensibility. So you can make SharePoint, I don't know, into different platform if you want, because it has a lot of points in the system that can be changed, from accessing data through API to changing UI through API. So that's very interesting, because not a lot of systems can do that. It has secure and very versatile document management. It can track. You can track the metadata. You can even have versioning control on your metadata and see every change which happened to the metadata of particular documents. So it is really good document management system. Collaboration features that mentioned, Teams integration, etc. And another one which I want to mention is advanced permissions. So talking about security, I didn't see many systems that have so many levels of permissions. For example, automatic permissions by your role in the company, or you have a group which has multiple groups inside, and you can control access to data through the single group for various groups. So it has a lot of features which are actually very unique in the environment and in the system. So you can add anything, almost anything, to the SharePoint environment with using programming or any other features. So this allows you to extend it to your liking, and you can do the system that you want. So to do that, you only need to set right permissions. You have to have privileges to do that. So you set sharing capabilities. You configure your you create and configure your site design, which allows you to change it to whatever design you like, and present your company from visually, and allowing users to connect to your environment and see your logo and your theme visually. And you can integrate BIM viewers into SharePoint. You can use embed models from online viewer providers like Autodesk, That Open Company, or you can create SharePoint app which can be added, and you can automate your tasks and share your models within SharePoint environment. And of course, you can use Sofidus products, which actually we offer all the solutions from get-go you can install, and you will have fully functional CDE in your own system. So thank you, and let's talk. I will wait for your comments and questions.